Hey everyone, Matt Beamer here alongside Preston Lude for another episode of In the Marbles. How's it going, Preston?
Hey, it's going.
Man, you weren't here last week, so I decided to do something special this week for the opening.
Oh, well, I appreciate that.
It's different. I'm going to try to
Yeah.
incorporate different openings each episode to make it
Okay.
interesting.
Okay,
so
I like that.
people will be tuning into us not only to hear us talk about racing and all the insightful knowledge we have of it, but maybe hear a cool opening from time to time.
Okay, I like that. That's, I don't really have much insightfulness as much as you do.
No, you have insightfulness. It's just that Formula One's been on a couple-week hiatus.
Yeah, well, yeah, that too. And they finally come back this week, so.
Yeah, they finally do come back this week, but, man, weren't here last week. You missed a lot, man, but let's just get started off. How's everything going? How's the family? How's the new job?
Family is good. Job is good. If anybody's watching on YouTube and it looks like I'm taking breaths, there's a reason for that. So,
Now, are you feeling all right, man?
the chest is bothering me again. So,
Why is it bothering you?
so I remember how I had the heart issues.
Yeah.
So I get chest pains from time to time, and then when the heart is really beating out of rhythm, the arrhythmia, it feels like I can't breathe very well. So people always ask me like, it looks like you can't breathe. Like, yeah, I got to stop and take a breath here and there because it's really giving me a problem. So I am on medications for it to help alleviate the chest pains and whatnot. So like, it's been kind of working, but like, I have these episodes where I can feel it. So it's so right now it's doing it. It's been doing it all day long, and it's really getting annoying. So but hey, job's good.
Good.
I love it. Like I said, I always enjoy driving to begin with. So
Okay.
it makes for long days.
And so right now we're just still saying that you're a delivery driver.
Yeah, I deliver things.
And we're not going to tell anybody where you're at or anything right now, are we?
Yeah, I like to just hang low, But the job is good. It's I haven't really talked to many. I mean, like the company I work for, we probably have like 100 employees, but like I'd talked to like maybe 3 people. Like everybody just comes in and does their thing. You just wait, and then like
it's all business there, isn't it?
I mean, kind of like some people are like shooting the crap like in the morning because we don't have to be there. I mean, I get there about 9:15, and then you go to wherever van you're assigned to, and then you just kind of hang out and wait until you're called, and then they go through the whole loading process. Like,
right.
Honestly, I haven't even been leaving we call it the hub.
The hub.
The hub. So I haven't really been leaving there until almost 11. So like, I don't even get to load up until like 10:30. So like, I'm sitting there for like an hour.
Wow.
So.
Well, you have any interesting stories to tell us? I mean, as far as racing or life or anything? Because I got a few that I could catch you up on that I wanted to tell you last week, but you didn't want to show up.
Oh, yeah, no stories, just Formula One is giving it fit. For some reason, the car continues to downshift on a straightaway, which is just the weirdest thing ever. Even though I'm, like, shifting all the way to 8th, and then it goes back to 7th, and it's messing up my esports time.
Oh,
so, like,
no.
I've dropped into the thousands right now, and it's really annoying the crap out of me. So, I did the weekly event for Formula One, and I'm in the top 50 right now.
In the world.
Yes, out of, I think there's like 2,000 so far.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive, man.
And the car was downshifting then too, and I still somehow...
Turn it all the way off of auto and assisting and just turn it on manual.
Yeah, I did, and it's still doing it for some reason. I don't know if it's like a glitch or something.
I don't believe you, man.
I promise you.
Not at all.
I found this out over the weekend too, that even if it's in auto, you can still shift up and down. You can still do it, even if it's in auto. It just shifts automatically for you if you don't shift in time.
Oh.
But you can do it still. So I was just messing around with it either way.
I'm still disappointed in you that you are relying on that.
No. Listen. I'm not relying on it completely, okay? I've started to transition over to manual. And I've also transitioned over to taking off traction control as well.
Hey, okay.
So
little victories, man.
Yeah, things are going well. So it's a victory for me on that part. So,
but yeah, we man, it's been crazy here. So Caroline and I redid the studio.
Yeah, I saw that. It looks good.
You saw it on a pre-race show, but I never really got a chance to show you.
Yeah,
and just have you appreciate it. And I tell you what, man, the wide shot on YouTube looks outstanding, way better than it has before.
Yeah, this is the best that it's been.
But it's only getting better, and I thank Caroline immensely for that, but it was awesome. that she helped out with that. But here's my story. So I'm iRacing at Charlotte. This was a couple weeks ago while they were at the Roval, and the trucks were on the oval. So it's like, I'm going to just deal with that. I'm not going to deal with the Roval and ruin anybody's day, ruin my day.
Yeah.
My first race, the tires weren't, I overcooked them. Or actually, I wrecked. Somebody hooked me and I wrecked.
Oh, well, shame on them.
Shame on them. The second race, however, I was up there. I started 13th or 12th or 13th, climbed all the way up to 5th, and some guy hit the wall in front of me who was in the lead pack, and he blocked. And then I hit the wall.
Oh, no.
And I was extremely upset with him because, it's like, man, just because you're having a bad day, don't cause me to have a bad day.
Right. I hate when people do that, don't you?
It happens all the time on iRacing. It's like, and I, whatever. It is what it is. It's the nature of the beast when you iRace. So then the caution comes out. I decide, okay, I'm going to take 4 tires. I come out where I come out. It is what it is. I'm still in the top 5. I think I can hang on for a decent finish. Restart 6. The drivers ahead of us, 2 of them didn't take tires. Aggressively block. We take the green flag. We pass the start-finish line. And we're under green-white checkered conditions.
Okay, I was about to say it was 2 laps to go probably.
And so we only have 1 start in iRacing now with green-white checkers. It used to be 3, now it's just 1. We take the green flag. They all wreck in front of me, and somehow I weasel on through and still win.
Wait, what place were you in at the time?
6th.
Oh,
and I sneak on through and get a victory. Kansas this week, I raced 1 time in the A class, the cup level.
Uh-huh.
I qualified 4th. I'm excited about this. And this is one of those tracks you could hold it on wide open. I'm not there yet. My confidence level is too low for that.
Right.
I go into turn 1. It's lap 3. And if you watched the broadcast of the race yesterday, you'll see Kevin Harvick do the same thing I did. He hit this bump in turn 1, corrected perfectly, and stayed off the wall. I hit the same bump, overcorrected into the wall.
Don't you hate that?
I finished 20th.
Out of 20?
Out of 25.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, it's not too bad.
But bad enough, man. It was horrible.
When you talk about that Truck Series one where you were in 6th and you made it through, it kind of reminds me of some of the early NASCAR games on the PlayStation from like 2003 and 4 where they always used to have the scenarios that you would have to do. And one of them was you were driving the 4 car. Was it Bobby Hamilton? I can't remember, but it was Talladega. And
yeah.
It was the last lap, and you had to get through the big one, and you were, like, in the back, and you still had to win. So, like, in order to win, you would have to try and run wide open through a 30-car accident, because I made it through one time, and then 3 other cars come out ahead of it, and then you don't even catch up. So, like, you'd have to run wide open, and, like, that's what it kind of reminds me of.
Right.
Except for you only had to deal with, like, 5 other trucks.
Oh, no, I got door slammed, and, it just happened that I was in front when everybody else wrecked, and it was like, I'll take it, man.
Just sure, as you keep going.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. It was the craziest experience in iRacing I've ever had. But still got to win.
Hey, a win's a win, so that's all I say.
That is exactly it. But everything else going well, family.
Yeah, things are good.
The new kid doing all right?
Yeah, new kid is great, healthy.
She's good, man.
Just over 2 months old now. What are we, in October now?
Yeah, we're in October.
Yeah, she's almost 2 months now, yeah. Oh
man.
I can't believe we're almost at the end of October.
It's getting close down to the end of the year. We're definitely close to the end of racing season.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
And what a lot we have to talk about today, man. I tell you, man, it was good racing all around, and I can't wait to talk about it. But as always, we're going to go ahead and get into the news. I'm glad everything's going well. Hope everything's going well out there for everybody in the Marbles Nation and Unhinged Sports Network, every place like that, wherever you're listening from. Hope everything's going well. Oh, and before we get into news, I want to give a quick shout out to Owen Smith.
Yeah.
Who put our sticker on his car for Kansas, and we were on a racetrack. And the Marbles was on a racetrack. I'm so happy about that.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
Thank you, Owen, for doing that. I mean, that's valuable real estate. He's just throwing a sticker on, in my opinion.
It is.
And the fact that his team let him do it, I really appreciate it. A lot of good comments came from that. So I appreciate it, Owen, and everybody who supports Owen and supports us. That was awesome. one more step up the ladder, as far as I could tell.
Yeah, that's good. I gave him a shout out on Instagram, so I put it on the story.
Yeah, it was great, man.
It's cool.
It was really cool to see, and yeah, it was. Well, thanks again to Owen, and we're going to go ahead and get into the news, so let's hop into it. All right, first piece of news I have, and it's a big one. Hailie Deegan to join the NASCAR Truck Series full-time in 2021. I was expecting this to happen around 2022, maybe at the end of 2022. She's definitely accelerating, but I think she had a good showing at Kansas for her first race, finishing 16th. What are your thoughts on it? Because I know I'm excited about this. It's another level competition higher for Hailie, and she's definitely deserving of it.
Well, all right. Well, here's my take. So, am I excited for her? Good for her? Absolutely. That's great. Cool. Whatever. But a buddy of mine and I were talking about another fan of the show, James Croonage. He brought up a good point. He said he kind of feels like it's starting to become like another Danica Patrick story.
No.
And we're hoping
totally
that she doesn't get rushed through it.
I totally disagree with that. Danica came right into the Xfinity Series and then moved right up to Cup.
Well, I think that she hopefully Hailie Deegan stays for at least a couple of years in trucks. If not,
I could see
she needs to develop a little bit.
I could see the parallels with Danica. But I think it's totally different. I think a lot of people, and Tony Stewart, this is, I think, a future Stewart-Haas driver right here for the Cup Series, and even Xfinity Series. You have a talented driver in Hailie Deegan moving up to the trucks full-time, definitely deserving that. They had a great showing in the Truck Series this last weekend in Kansas. But it's not like Danica. This is not Danica 2.0.
Well, I hope it's not.
Because the way I see it is Danica went right up to the Xfinity Series and in the Cup level. Hailie's working her way up from ARCA and even off-road racing, taking, I think, the Jimmy Johnson route, maybe elongated Jimmy Johnson route, but a Jimmy Johnson route nonetheless, coming from off-road, going into the ARCA, going into the trucks now. And I dare say here in 2023, maybe start that Xfinity Series career.
Okay, yeah.
Not 2022.
Well, I mean, I was just saying he was just saying he could see why it could possibly turn into a Danica situation, I totally saw that,
why.
but I'm hoping not. We made good points that we all know that having a female that comes up through the ranks in NASCAR is a big draw, which is not a bad thing.
No, it's a great draw.
Yeah, it's a good draw and everything, but like I feel we also talked about how we thought that Danica was brought up too fast because NASCAR was just looking for merchandise sales, trying to get that crowd back in there because, let's be real, NASCAR's done some crazy things to reach sometimes. So, I hope that it's nothing like this. I mean, Hailie Deegan is a talented driver, don't get me wrong. It's a great driver. It's good to see that she's finally getting somewhere. Well, I mean, not saying that she's getting somewhere. She has been getting somewhere, but it's good to see that she's going to be in the Truck Series. So, let's just we'll wait and see. There's a lot going on in NASCAR. So
no, there is, and I'm excited for Hailie for next season. Looking forward to it. Can't wait to see what she does on a super speedway at Daytona in a truck. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's going to be really cool to see.
Really looking forward to that. Where the great equalizer is, if she comes out and wins Daytona, it'd be awesome. But I'm not expecting that. I think she still has to develop a little, but I think she's right there where she needs to be. She's done with ARCA. Had a great ARCA season. And now moving up to the next level. Awesome. Can't wait for it.
Yeah.
Second piece of news I have is Eric Jones has found a seat at Richard Petty Motorsports to take the place of Bubba Wallace next year in the 43 car. This is good for Eric Jones. However, if Eric Jones was hoping to go into a competitive team like a Hendrick or something, a winning car, a winning organization, I don't think he did it. Richard Petty Motorsports has a lot to do, a lot of rebuilding to do. Hopefully here in the next few years, be competitive. I don't think there's a person out there who doesn't want to see Richard Petty Motorsports run up front.
No.
And be competitive. And I don't think it's necessarily Bubba Wallace who isn't making that competitive, because their last win came with Eric Almirola in the Pepsi 400.
Yeah, nobody likes to see that team struggled to begin with. I mean, it was a shame to see that team get cut down to just one car anyways. I mean, people were really upset about that years ago.
And I don't see it as an issue at being a one-car organization. There have been a lot of successful one-car organizations over the years. The first one that came to mind is the shirt that you're wearing, Wood Brothers Racing. One-car organization
or
aligned with a very powerful organization in Petty.
Furniture Row.
In Penske, apologies. Or Furniture Row, who got alliance with Joe Gibbs and then all of a sudden won a championship, and Joe Gibbs said, no, that's not happening anymore. We're done with that.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't blame him, Joe Gibbs, for that at all. But Eric Jones going to the 43 car next season. I can't wait for that. It's going to be, I think, interesting to see. But not expecting him to maybe do well, except maybe have restrictor plate tracks. He has a few restrictor plate wins. But he is a winning driver.
Yeah.
Won the Southern 500 a few years ago. And his first career win came at the track of Daytona for the 400-mile race. We'll just have to wait and see on that. I'm hoping he'll do well. Best of luck to him next year because Bubba's going on to bigger and better things with Denny Hamlin Racing. And the last piece of news I have, and a lot of people expected this, but I think we're running out of seats where he could go. Kyle Larson has applied for reinstatement in NASCAR, and while the sanctioning body cannot confirm it today, the request is expected to be approved in the coming weeks. That's big. He's going to be reinstated, apparently, according to what all the writing on the wall is from everybody.
Right.
But where does he go? I highly doubt Chase Briscoe, and we'll get more into this on our weekend review here. Chase Briscoe has making his case to come up to the Cup level, and he's making it hard.
Yeah.
I don't know where else he could go. I mean, maybe Hendrick. A lot of people have been talking to Hendrick.
I talked to somebody about that, and we discussed it over the weekend, and excuse me. We were talking about Chase Briscoe coming to SHR, and then talking about how Kyle Larson was applying for reinstatement. I said, I don't know where he's gonna go if Chase Briscoe's coming up. Hendrick.
That's a big if. If Chase Briscoe comes up, if Stewart.
I don't. It's so hard because Chase Briscoe, like you said, Briscoe is making a case that hey.
Yeah, he's making a case, Steph.
He's making a case, and I've heard that. There was an article that I saw somebody talk about, why not just wait until the next gen car come out and then bring him up? Why have Chase Briscoe come up now and then they got to switch to a different car? I mean, if Kyle Larson gets brought up, if he gets brought into SHR, I mean, Chase Briscoe is then going to feel like he's left out.
No, I don't think so.
And I think Hendrick, I really think Hendrick is going to a 3-car team. I really think so.
Yeah, I think so as well. I've seen a lot of things on Twitter and Facebook saying, hey, what's the new Hendrick car's numbers going to be? I don't know if there will be a fourth Hendrick car.
I mean, because why move
you
Bowman
got three
to a
powerhouse,
48?
We got 3 powerhouse drivers in Bowman, Elliott, and Byron.
Yeah.
Who's coming into his own this season. I don't see that Hendrick goes to necessarily a 4-car team. Larson on just for the sake of bringing Kyle Larson into the sport.
Yeah, here it is. I don't see why they would move Bowman to the 48 if they're going to stay at 4 cars, because I don't think Bowman is deserving of going into a 48 car anyways.
Now, wait a minute. I mean, that's a totally different issue. I think,
That's just my opinion.
Well, then Chase Elliott wasn't worthy to go into the 24 car, replacing Jeff Gordon.
No, not at all. Chase Elliott is making his own of the 9 car finally, so.
And that's a lineage car with him and his dad. Has deep connections with his dad.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't think the number really, it's identifying for the driver, but the number is not significant at all to me as far as the history behind it. Well, then, in that case, does Eric Jones deserve to ride into iconic 43 car?
Okay, you make a good point.
You can't take the number that was been immortalized, and you could say the same thing about anybody, and I could definitely make the case that Austin Dillon doesn't deserve the 3 car.
I'm just saying that moving Bowman from an 88 to the 48 just tells me that they're not bringing the 88 back.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. I mean, it's up in the air. I'd like to see a 5-car back on there. I mean, the last time that the 5-car was driven was with Casey Kane.
Yeah.
But, man, I would like to see that back personally. But we'll have to wait and see because, I mean, there's still a lot of time before Daytona happens. What we're talking, 5 months.
Yeah.
I mean, it just didn't seem like a long time, but it's going to happen fast.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah.
It'll be here before you know
one way
it.
or another. I mean, we're going to blink our eyes. I'm going to be camping at Daytona, getting ready to enjoy the 500, and it can't come fast enough, but it goes by fast once we're there. That was all the news I have, man. Do you have anything else before we start getting into our weekend review?
No, I haven't really seen a whole lot. I've been busy, so.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand that. I mean, with last week and everything, man, it's just been crazy here as far as that. It was a kind of a bust show last week as far as I could tell. But
I thought you did pretty well by yourself.
yeah,
Sorry,
the
but.
numbers don't reflect. I tell you that. The numbers don't reflect on that, but that was all the news I have, man. Now we're going to just go ahead and get into our weekend review here.